Hello, 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 and welcome back to another Minecraft Let's Play video with me, Elven Dragon. So last episode we went and built up a moss farm over in the redstone pit, and since then that has been really useful for us slowly expanding our moss and coarse dirt area out and slowly working on terraforming the rest of this island. But today, I think we're going to work on another bit of terraforming here. You may be wondering what is with all the chorus plants since we aren't going to be using purple for the roofs. And as you can see, we have swapped the one roof here over to cherry, which I think looks a lot better and it fits in so much better with the rest of the village here. But what we need all those chorus plants for is for stuff like this thing right behind me. I think we're going to be working on adding in a new little kind of tree here, which I think looks really, really nice. I'm really happy with how this has turned out. Not quite as happy with how, as you can see, the one side there, I can't put a leaf in. If I were to do that, the entire plant would break. But I think overall, that is looking pretty nice. Can't wait till we have a small little forest of these things. But other than that, I'm also thinking we need to do a little bit more work with the paths, kind of get a few things planned out, and work on one thing over here on the complete other side of the island. Namely, there is a small island that is off from the rest of the island here, and I want to build a bridge over there so that it's connected. Don't know what we'll put over there, but we'll have a bridge over there at the very least. So, what we need to do first is one, get all the stuff that we need. We do not have anything on us right now. Took off most of my stuff to do some terraforming and everything else. First thing we need to do is knock off that forest flower off of there. That is the easiest little tree that I can use to demonstrate what we do. So after we get our our forest plant to grow, is we basically stick leaves on top here, just all around where we had the chorus flowers, and basically replace the chorus flowers with some cherry leaves. And that's about it. It's a nice, simple little tree. I'm thinking we might do some draping bits here. Just kind of have some leaves here hanging down. I don't dislike it. Definitely need to play around with how it looks. But with that, we do have this whole forest here. I don't know how much we're going to expand this. Might bring it all the way over to here. We might put more elsewhere. But as you can see, we've also gotten quite a bit more of the path work in. We have a path going all the way up to our compass top here. And you can also see that most of our obsidian pillars are now floating. Mostly. We still got that one there, that one, and that one still to do. Part of why we haven't finished those is we don't have the torches on us to basically go and light all these areas up. Basically make sure the Endermen don't show up. But this has been great. We've been able to get more of the terraforming around the edge of the compass in, and it looks like we've still got Endermen stealing stuff. Anyway, we have basically just been doing a lot of small little projects over here, just trying to get everything a little bit more done. So I'm gonna go kind of clean some of this stuff up, get ourselves some more torches so we can go and light up the rest of the area, and I'll be right back. All right, so as you can see, all of the pillars are now floating. We've got the bases in for all of them, and most of the endstone that we had to build up around the compass is now in place. There's still a few spots where I missed a few blocks, but it's going to be pretty quick and easy to take care of. And as you can see, we've got blown blocks here that are there just to mark out where we're going to put the paths, which is going to be very handy. So that leaves us with having to put in the bridge. So I think we're going to go down right over here. You can see that this is a pretty decently sized island over here. And we're just going to start with a mangrove base. I think this will go really good. Bright red will stand out really well against everything else. And it fits with what we have already going here. We've got the mangrove for the arrows on the compass. And I think just kind of doing it with this will work quite well. Now, I think we're just going to have the mangrove as the actual base of the bridge. And I would try and jump over there, but I think it's actually quite a bit higher than where we actually are. But I think that this little bridge here is just going to arc up and over. I don't know what we're going to put over here. Maybe we'll do a slightly different biome thing. Be fun. Just have the main island there be like a cherry grove, and maybe this area here can be a bamboo grove, maybe? Maybe we'll do some of the fern trees that we have, mix those in here. Just kind of set this off. Just maybe this will just be like a little garden to walk through or something. I don't really know. But we need our bridge here on the other side. I think that is there. So I'm gonna go get this arch in and see where this is actually gonna connect. And then I'll be right back. Alright, so it turns out that not only was this gap smaller than I was expecting it to be, it also is at the exact same level. So we have pretty much a perfect arch here. And as you can see, I've gone and added a row of endstone bricks on the outside of our mangrove walkway here, just to give us a little bit of a railing, or at least a base for our railing. Not sure if we're going to swap this out for cherry. I think the shape is okay, but what we're going to do on top of that is we are going to have a cherry fence going all the way across this. And if you're wondering why we're only doing some of the fences in, that is because we need to put trapdoors on the outside of these areas. So, I'm going to start with our cherry trapdoors there. That will allow us to do something there, which pretty much will just let us go and place our trapdoors in. So I think we're going to do a mixture of cherry and bamboo. Cherry on the outside, bamboo in the middle. And I think that'll look all right. Just gonna be a nice little simple pattern here. And it should look quite nice. We then need to repeat that on the inside, but that doesn't require us standing out over the void or flipping trapdoors with Endermen below us. Because, yeah, that section of the island is not lit up. That's gonna be fun to deal with eventually. But we have our trapdoors there from the outside. I think they'll look all right. I do want to put some birch on top for a railing, but I think that looks okay. But again, we need to do that on the other side and again on the inside here. What I'm thinking is I'm going to put some birch stairs and birch slabs on top here, just like that. And it's in the middle there, and just like that. Now you're probably wondering if those 4 empty spaces are going to be for that. Is so we can put some frog lights on here. I went and got some pearlescent frog lights. Fortunately, we have a warm frog already at our bastion, and I just thought that the purple would look best because, well, it's the end and everything is purple. Oh, apparently everything is like a light pale color, but I think that those will look best with our palette that we already have, with our pale pinks and our endstone and birch. And that leaves our mangrove here to be our accent. Now I'm thinking we'll probably go and toss some trapdoors around that, probably mangrove, just because that way it will match this, we'll be able to see through it. And I think we don't really need more pink up there. As much as I like the cherry, I don't want to go and overdo it. So instead of doing cherry, we'll do mangrove. And also I think the mangrove pattern looks a little bit better than just 4 squares. Suppose we could do bamboo, but a lot of bamboo to get one trapdoor. So I think we're gonna refrain from having to bone mill even more bamboo than we already have in order to get this. So I'm going to work on finishing up this bridge, and then I'll be back when we're ready to go work on taking care, doing a little bit of terraforming on the island. All right, and there we go. We've got the bridge all the way in, and as you can see, I have started marking out a few things over here on the island. We've got some paths here marked out. I think we're just going to do our main path here that kind of matches the one that we have all the way around the rest of the island area. So that's just going to be a simple little dirt path that is just going to be really plain. Nothing very intricate or detailed. And that's just going to go up and around and wrap around here. Now inside here, I think what we're going to do is we'll put in a small little pond. Won't have a river running out of it. That way we can maybe put in a few tropical fish. I think that that might be fun to do. We'll decorate that up kind of like that one over there. This one is going to be a lot smaller. Just that pretty much. Now all these dirt squares that we have around here that aren't part of the path here are for our fern trees. Just kind of tried to space these out a little bit just so that we don't have a whole bunch of them right on top of each other. And I think that looks pretty good. Now, around them, we're going to mix in some coarse dirt and some moss, just like we have for the rest of the island. But I wanted to make sure that those got marked out first. That way we know where they're going. And then we have our cobblestone. That is just going to be for all the little side paths. Those are going to be 2 blocks wide, unlike our main path here, which is going to be roughly 3. And those are pretty much going to be made out of rooted dirt, brown mushroom blocks, packed mud, and maybe just some regular dirt. I think that that might look pretty nice. Give it a bit of contrast from our main path here, and just fill this in as we need it. Now, I'm not sure we're going to put in all of these paths. I did trace a whole bunch of lines through here, and quite frankly, this is a little excessive, but we'll see what happens. We are definitely going to need a lot more jungle trees. We're going to need a lot more rooted dirt, which is good because I'm going to need quite a few regular azalea leaves to get those fern trees all detailed up. All right, so I've gone and gotten in a little bit of the path. Actually, that bamboo doesn't need to be there. So that is actually dirt in the path, and I think this looks okay. I did end up putting in a little bit of our dirt paths in there, which I think looks okay. We do have all of our jungle saplings in place, so we can get the rest of our little fern trees in eventually once they all grow up. Looks like we got one over there that needs to be taken care of. And as you can see, I've started getting just this little section here that we managed to get surrounded by paths, together with our coarse dirt, our moss, and our bamboo. I'm not quite sure how much I want to keep the bamboo. I like this density. Unfortunately, we do not have much more bamboo. So I think we're gonna mix in a little bit of alliums into this. Just a handful here and there. Add a little bit more color, add some ground plants as well, because the bamboo is gonna grow up here nice and tall. The trees are already tall. This bamboo probably needs to move, or we should actually, we should get some string to put on top of that. Doesn't look like I have any on me, but we've got a few things in there, and I think as we start getting a bit more of the bamboo growing up here, this is going to look really, really nice, and it's going to be a nice change from the main part of the island with all of the pinks. This is going to be more greens and a little bit of purple, as opposed to basically pink. with that, we are actually out of rooted dirt already, and also just about out of our azalea leaves that we need to do the fern trees. So I am going to need to go gather up a little bit of that and just keep working on stuff over here. Now I'm thinking for our lights, we do have our torches all the way around here. Those we're going to hide underneath the carpets and maybe underneath some of the grass paths. But for visual lights, what we're going to do is we're just going to do the same fence post and lanterns we have on the main part of the island, except instead of cherry, these ones are going to be birch. So we'll just scatter a few of those around here, and that should keep this whole area nice and well lit, and just in general look kind of nice. So I am going to go gather up the stuff that we are completely out of to keep working on this section. But for now, I think that is going to be it for today. I like this little bridge that we got in. We got a lot more of our stuff set up, and we started working on the forest. That is going to mostly be on the other side of the island, but we do need to figure out where we're putting stuff over here as well. So, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing. If you want to see more of what is going on out here in our end hub and in the rest of this world. And I will catch you all in the next one. Goodbye.